Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, I was in a little bit of a low mood this morning, and you know what always cheers you up? Going the fuck outside and taking some action. So I hit on a couple of girls this morning. It was a blast. I hit on this one girl who was super giggly and happy, and she said like, I have a boyfriend. I'm on the way to meet him. And then I walked around the block a couple of times, and then I walked past her with her boyfriend, like literally. So I gave him a big smile. She smiled back. So yeah, your man is in a good mood right now. Let's answer some motherfucking questions. All right, so on my previous video, this one here on the screen, where I talked about how I'm seeing two women at once at the moment, one of you said, "Hi Andy, what age do you put in your profile?" I just put my real age, which is 38. And do you use the "Hi, I'm Andy, I'm looking for something very specific on here" line? Yes, so I didn't actually show you guys what I talked about or what I send to girls. But yeah, here is a recent conversation. So I say, "Hey, I love your energy and you're very attractive too. I'm Andy. I'm looking for something very specific on here." They will usually say, "What are you looking for?" or "What is that?" Or sometimes they're like, "Yeah, I can tell what you're looking for, big boy, because you have BDSM pictures all over your profile and you mentioned BDSM." And then I say, "Do you have experience with BDSM or is it something you'd like to explore?" And then she will say, whatever she says. In this case, she says, "I've only had some amateur experience, but I'm keen to learn more." I said, "Everyone's got to start somewhere, right? As long as you're willing to learn, I'm happy to teach." And then I like to ask about their hobbies and their interests and who they are. So I say, "Outside of the bedroom, what do you like to do for fun?" I'm into photography, geocaching, running my podcast, spirituality, and I recently bought a handpan, which has been a lot of fun to learn. She said what she's into, and then I say, "That's really cool. I'd love to see what you've made so far. You seem cool. We should grab a coffee and see if we click. What is your number? I'll send you some BDSM examples from photo shoots I've done as well if you'd like." And then she gives me her phone number. When I get someone's text or like when I get their phone number, I'll just send them a message and say like, "Hi, what's up? It's Andy. Hello." And then they'll say hello. And then I say, "Hey, if you ask very nicely, I'll send you some of those pictures that I promised." Then I'll send them a whole bunch of pictures that I'm obviously not going to show on the screen right now, but like nude and boudoir and like sexy photography that I've done that shows off BDSM, shows off, the type of things that I get up to. Obviously, I have all the women's permission and consent and all of that to send those pictures. I'll send them. Then I'll ask if she would like to share anything with me, like if she would like to send God, words are hard today. If she would like to send me a nude picture of herself, and if she doesn't want to, that's beautiful. If she does, that's cool. And then I'll just say like, "Hey, when are you free? Like, what about Friday? What about Saturday? What about this day? We'll meet up. We'll have some fun." And as a very quick refresher, this is my Hinge profile at the moment. I'm probably going to go through and change it. I'm not fully happy with all my pictures. I could put in a lot more effort and work, but this works good enough for me right now to meet some women. And I'm obviously going out and approaching women on the street from time to time. I am seeing two women at the same time right now, so I'm quite happy with that, and I'm just open to anyone else who wants to come in my life, but I'm not super hardcore looking for more matches at the moment. If they come in, that's great, but it's not my main goal. So yeah, thank you for the question. That is what I'm doing at the moment, and like I said, my age that I put is just my real age, 38. And as for the age range that I'm looking for, I think I just have it as 18 to like 80. I'll just meet whoever. Like, I don't really care about age that much these days. I'll meet whoever the hell wants to meet me. On that same video, Bastrosity1233 says, "Inspiring. I had lost most of my hope for the past year or so. Seeing you bounce back from a breakup like this has given me a glimmer." Yeah, and I've talked about this quite a bit in previous videos. I have so much fucking gratitude for Emmy, my ex. We were together for 7 years. I'm so grateful. And I think part of the reason why, like, it wasn't even bouncing back. It's funny that you phrase it as that. And that's how, like, most people will phrase it. Like, "Wow, man, you bounced back from a breakup." It's like, I wasn't really down about the breakup. Like, I was grateful. I was grateful for every moment that we had together. There was grief, there was sadness. Of course, I cried. Like, I loved her to bits, but like, there wasn't really bouncing back from anything. It was like life just continues on this path of gratitude and love and peace and all of that. And a big part of that was because she was such a wonderfully kind, gentle, beautiful soul. So yeah, nothing but love for Emmy. I will always love her. She will always have a beautiful part or a beautiful place in my mind or in my heart. And yeah, you talk about losing hope here, man. Do you, I'm going to probably say this a bunch of times in this video. Do you want to just come to the coaching program? Like, we have the $200 a month coaching program that we've set up now. How nice would it be for you to be around a bunch of people that care about you and that will be there for you and all of that and that will inspire you? There's a bunch of people in the group absolutely crushing it with their goals, dating, sex, relationships, business, all of that. There's a link in the description below to that, my friend. I'm talking about the Abundance Collective. $200 a month, brother, to be around people that will care about you. Don't sit there and do this shit alone. I think a lot of you are out there doing this stuff alone. You've lost hope. You feel alone. You feel like you can't do it. Like, why the fuck are you trying to do it by yourself? Let people help you. All right, this next comment on the same video comes from my friend Brandon the Dom, and we've done quite a bit of content together. He's been on my channel a few times. I got nothing but love for Brandon. He is such a cool, wonderful, interesting, really loving person, and he's really good at BDSM. Not that I would know personally, but he fucking knows his shit, and the conversations that he and I have had on my channel about BDSM, damn, man is absolutely crushing it. So he says, probably the biggest lesson that I ever learned from you was how much you can screen and be honest and upfront. Yes, I go through phases where I learn something about myself that is really important, and I want to prioritize that in my relationships. Yeah, I call these green flags. I've done a video on this. So if you just go on my YouTube channel, search for the word green flags, this video here. So yeah, it's like knowing what you want in a partner, knowing who you are and what's important to you in sex or dating or relationships or marriage or whatever you're looking for. Knowing what it is that you want is so unbelievably key to getting it. If you don't know what you want, how are you ever going to get it? And sometimes at the start, you have no clue. So it's like, great, go experiment, go try things, blah, blah, blah. But like the more clear you can be on what it is you're looking for, the more effectively you can communicate that honestly and upfront and authentically to people. And then they'll go, yeah, I want that too. And then they can give it to you or share it with you. So he goes on to say, I then have brief moments where I think it would be cool. I could tell her that. And then it usually takes me a little bit to realize, yeah, you totally can just tell them. Yes, like you... Guys and girls, if you learn anything from my channel, it would be autistic honesty. If you could just have something in your brain that you want or something you want to say, fucking say it. Try and say it in a nice, compassionate way, but you don't have to be perfect with that. But just like fucking say it, blurt it out. And then half the time, the other person will say, cool, yeah, I would like to give you that thing that you want. And you're like, what the hell? I'm allowed to have what I want? Yes, you are. So he goes on to say it's okay, and damn, does it feel good when they get excited about it. Yeah. How cool is it to say to someone, I want this, do you want it too? And they go, oh my God, I really want that too. And you're like, holy shit, two peas in a pod, we both want the same thing. Just a reminder to everyone else, even the guys who have been doing this for a long time still have to work up the courage to express our needs and desires. Yeah, I sometimes struggle with that a little bit too. Brandon obviously does. Like, yeah, sometimes you have nervousness and you're afraid to say something. You're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of them thinking less of you. You're afraid of you thinking less of yourself. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of like, what if they laugh in my face and like all of that. But the more you're able to just be honest and say what you want, which is all I do, that's all my Hinge profile is. That's all I do when I go outside and hit on women. You know, the first thing I text them when I get their phone number is like, hey, by the way, I'm looking for something casual but ongoing, like friends with benefits where we add to each other's lives. And I'm into BDSM if that's your cup of tea. If not, that's cool. And I usually date more than one person at a time. In fact, I'm already dating other people. So like, are you okay with non-monogamy? I just like fucking say the three things. Those are the three things that I want. And then other things as well, sort of. But like, those are the three main things. I just say them as early as I possibly can, way before I ever go on a date with someone. So I save them and me time. And in the start, like when I first started being this upfront and honest, it took a lot of effort for me to work up the courage to say it. Now it's easy, but there's still some things that I struggle to say. Like, I'll be very honest and real with all of you. Sometimes when I mention my coaching programs, there's still a little bit of nervousness or hesitation of like, am I pushing the coaching too much? I don't want to be a pushy salesman, but I do know that the coaching program would literally fucking change their life. The same with the $200 a month coaching program that we built. I know that it would change their fucking life, right? I have a very, 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 very good indication that it would change their life. So how much do I push it versus not? Like, I still feel a bit weird about it sometimes. And so sometimes we feel weird and we just feel that weirdness and we take a leap of faith and we say, fuck it. And we do it anyway. So thank you, Brandon, for the amazing comment. Yeah, even guys that have been doing this for a while still sometimes have nervousness and hesitation. And so if you have nervousness and hesitation and fear and limiting beliefs, just know that's completely normal. It doesn't mean you're a pussy. It definitely doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Congratulations, you're just human like the rest of us. And then let's finish up with a final comment that was actually a few of you agreed with this or had the same thing. So the question was from user RD6LG1VK9G. What a fucking username. That just rolls off the tongue, my brother or my sister. Hey, do you have any tips to help someone who doesn't know what they want? And then School Bond Dog said, this is where I'm at too. I've been here for some time. I'd appreciate tips, insights, blah, blah, blah. Everything else in this area is kind of meh for me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is one time when I'm really going to fucking push the coaching. Like, literally, this is what the Abundance Collective, the $200 a month program that we set up, is for. Literally for this. For like, I don't know what I want. Can you please help me? Like, I'm not going to be able to help the three of you in a fucking YouTube video figure out what you want. I can't talk to you. We can't go back and forwards. If you come to the Abundance Collective, or if you want the big hardcore coaching program, the VIP one, that's there too. There's a link in the description below to that as well. If you come to the coaching, either one of those two coaching options, we can fucking help you figure out what you want, who you are, blah, blah, blah. But I really can't do this, guys. Like, this is not a question that I can answer on a YouTube video. The best I can do is just be like, look, this is one time I'm going to say, come to the fucking coaching. All three of you there, I really recommend you just come to the fucking coaching and we'll help you with that. I even, as part of the Abundance Collective and the big VIP coaching program, we have a whole video library. We have like a shitload of videos in here and a bunch of video courses and all sorts of shit. And this one here is very relevant. Finding your purpose, discovering meaning in your life. So we literally have videos on how to start figuring out what you want. We have videos on how to set 6-month goals, how to set 1-year goals, how to figure out which goals you even want to work on, how to start those goals, blah, blah, blah. So there's a whole bunch of shit in here that will help. That's why I'm recommending just come to the coaching, like all three of you. You'll make it way easier on yourself. And then right down the bottom there, RTB 1400 gave a whole bunch of advice, which I think is pretty decent advice. Maybe not fully the advice I would give, but I think a decent place to start. So I appreciate you giving all of that advice to my brother. Like, thank you for that. But yeah, guys, this is one of those times I'm going to say, just come to the coaching. It'll be a million times easier than me. Like, I can't help you figure out who you want to be or what you want from life in a YouTube video. It's too impersonal. We would need to talk to you and help you and be there for you. That's what the coaching is for. And on that note, I will finish up with a testimonial from one of the people who's been in the $200 a month coaching program, the Abundance Collective, for a little while now. Luke says, I've been watching Andy's YouTube videos for a few years because I love the peaceful, inspiring, and supportive mindset that he puts out into the world. That's exactly what's in the coaching. I've always been curious about his big hardcore coaching program. He's talking about the VIP program. But it was just a bit too expensive for me. That's why I was so excited when he built the Abundance Collective. It's a community of like-minded people all coming together to support and encourage each other, plus the ability to chat with Andy's trusted coaching team, plus I jump in there and do Q&As as well, where I answer people's questions. I joined for encouragement, accountability, and like-minded people to share with, and so far it has been exactly that. If you're looking for that little extra gentle encouragement to help crush your goals, you're more than welcome in the Abundance Collective. Absolutely. So I will leave a link in the description below to the Abundance Collective. Again, $200 a month, no contract. You can come for 1 month, and if it's not your cup of tea, you're free to leave at any time. But I have a feeling it will be your cup of tea. Everyone who joined is still in there, and they're all like, holy shit, this is amazing. We've been running it for a couple of months now, and we are already seeing massive results from people. I'm probably going to start reading out some, of their actual results and stuff in the next couple of days or weeks. But yeah, that's down below. If you want more hardcore access to me as your personal coach, that's what the VIP coaching program is for. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, crush those goals, and have a hell of a lot of fun doing it.